Humans of Tallinn is a Baltic Film, Media, Arts and Communications School Crossmedia second-year students project about the people living in Tallinn, which has the aim to show the colors of the city through its inhabitants. Today, we will be talking to our guest Miguel, who the Humans of Tallinn people team met in the beginning of October. Miguel is a hang drum player and told them a story about how his bike was stolen on the morning of the same day and how, if people would know and love each other more, this sort of thing wouldn't happen in the city. Now, we would like to know more about his life as a street performer and his views on strangers. Hello, my name is Aleksander and welcome to the Humans of Tallinn podcast. Miguel, nice to see you here.
Hello.
Do you want to tell me where are you from and what brought you to Tallinn?
Yes, I'm from Narva originally, but I was born in Kaliningrad, and the first few years I was spending in Moscow also. That's what my memory is saying to me. But then most of my life I was living in Narva until 19 years old. And then I left to Tartu, where I was studying. But the study was not so long for me because I went more deep into the music area. So from Tartu, somehow life, after a long experience of traveling around the world, brought me to Tallinn.
Okay, and your name is Miguel, and that's not the typical name for a Russian or for an Estonian. So what are your roots?
Let's say my father, he arrived to Kaliningrad from Cuba, and he is half Chilean, half Cuban. Probably there is also some Spanish blood, but if we take my mother roots, it's mostly Russians and something else like Germans too, but it's a secret, so no one knows about that. But still, have a lot of different bloods. But my father was the one who made me with my mother, so my name is Miguel Ernesto Morales Acuña.
That's a beautiful long name. Do you know what's the reason for your parents coming to Estonia?
My mother was living here before, so she, since childhood, she was living in Narva, and my father was never living in Narva, so they was together a little bit, not so much time, I would say, when we was living in Moscow, and then few years pass and they split. So I was growing up with my mother.
And how long have you lived in Tallinn for?
Tallinn for me, it's always long story, but same time I feel that I'm very short time here. So in last 5 years I was appearing a lot of times here, and last year I would say mostly I'm in Tallinn last year, but since I was 20 I was also traveling so much, so it's a bit hard to say exactly how much time I spend in Tallinn, but in this last year probably 75% of my time.
Okay, and how did you end up becoming a street performer?
Let's say street performer for me is just a simple way to express myself, because I'm a musician. So I don't need to organize any concert or any special stages, whatever, in internet or no. I just go, I take an instrument, and I make my art and improvising and singing out of my heart. So information is coming on the way, and it's like a way to channel yourself with something higher, let's say, or something yourself, whatever you call it. Somebody call it God, somebody call it, nothing, zero. And that's why I really like to do. I just take an instrument, go play, and of course it brings some money. It's not so much as previous years, because this year it's much more harder with cash and stuff like this. But yes, it's one way to be heard, because I also bringing a little bit message out of music and singing. Somebody hearing, somebody open the hearts, somebody just passing, and it's up to them.
Do you have a schedule as a street performer? How do you set up your days and your weeks?
Let's take 1 month ago, because last month I was mostly spending time in Vannalina Ecopod. That is in the center of the city, one little eco shop, eco store, my friend. So, and she was away, so I'm working now in other sphere, let's say. But that was just easy for me in the summertime to go, for example, in the night with a bicycle to sleep somewhere near the sea, because I really love to sleep under the stars, and then wake up, make some practice, prana, yoga, whatever people call it, qigong, swimming, feeling that I'm alive, feeling that I'm connected with the nature. And then around midday, I was just going with the bicycle back. It took like half an hour usually, and I'm already in the center of the city. So I'm taking my instrument from the same Vanalina pot that is right near the McDonald's. So when I go and find my spot to play on the Viru or near the Baltic Film, that's the train station, where is passing people and where they like to hear this what music, street music is doing.
Was there a specific sea next to which you were sleeping?
Yeah, like this year, this summer, I really enjoyed near Paljassaare, just near the water, like in few meters, right on the beach. And it helped me a lot to keep my immunity stronger, because I was always connected with the fresh air instead of closed room, especially in the summertime. You know, it's very hard. It's better all of us go to suburb of this, like somewhere away from the center to sleep, in my opinion. But Paljassaare, I think that's the place, because also I could wake up, be naked on the beach. As you know, Paljassaare means naked.
Yeah.
A naked island.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever have any problems with anybody trying to tell you that you are not allowed to sleep there?
No, but sometimes I noticed that some friends was coming also in the morning to see the sunrise, or some of my friends, other friends, was also interested to do this kind of adventures. So we sometimes used to go in 2-3 people just to do this, because when you wake up, once you wake up around 4 when the sun rising, make your meditation, oming, praying, whatever brings you to good state. And if you feel you need more sleep, more than 4 hours, sometimes, yeah, you just lay down under the sun, you know, and you're already receiving vitamin D. The only problem sometimes is these little flies, but, you know, it's matter of season of the summer.
And what about winter? You don't sleep outside or next to the sea during the winter time? What's like, at what month do you stop?
Let's say last time I did it, it was in the end of September. So it was right in the same day after my bicycle was stolen, like somewhere there. I exactly not sure when it was, around 28th of September. So I needed some time to think. And I remember this day I went away and I was just letting the things go, disattach myself from the past, from the material that I can gain, even from these instruments that I have right now here in the studio. Like just disattach myself and be free and in a peace with my mind. So that's time I remember. And I think I went 2 times in this area, like in this end of September. Still was very warm. That year is special, in my opinion. It was very nice weather. And still I was swimming, and there every day people coming to swim in Paljassaare. So I'm also in a little rhythm of developing myself, working with the cold through the breathing, through the exercising, swimming, taking this cold, and it really helps. Now I feel so hot, like sitting with all of you here.
How did you decide to become a street performer?
The idea was never being decided. It came naturally. So around 22 years old, I went to travel with a band that we made in Tartu. The name was Ue Banda, that even get a little bit popular in that time in Estonia. And we went travel, and we was in Germany first and Poland, and we was playing on the streets, and just to gain like cash for the travel, and we made the cities, so it was quite easy in that times when people were still with cash and happy to share. Was very, I would say, illusionary time for us now. The time 5-10 years ago, it's already illusion. We hardly can imagine it come back the same. But that's what happened. I learned it on the way. We wasn't traveling with a van after, and I bought a van from some Lithuanian friends, and we was traveling all around the Europe. So we catch, like, I don't know, 30 countries, and everywhere we was playing on the street. And in Portugal we was staying for a winter time, and it was the best place to play, to give a performances. So even I was alone, I just could take one didgeridoo and like a drum, like a djembe, and just already make some kind of very nice trance music people like. But also we had a band with the saxophones, with the guitar, and girl was singing. So it was kind of giving concert, but as a buskers. So I learned from there, and I didn't feel shame when I came back to Estonia to try this, to play guitar, or to play handpan, or to play just randomly with some other musicians with any percussion, because that's skill I got from this life, to know the rhythm.
And are there any rules when you're performing on the street? Like, are there places where you're not allowed to go? And what are the connections between different performers? And how do you know if you're allowed to perform somewhere? And are there like distances that if you have like a performer on this corner, then you have to be at least like a certain distance away to not disturb them or to not take away their clients, if you know what I mean?
Yes. There is let's say, spoken and unspoken truth about this question. So spoken truth is spoken by, let's say, government, municipal police, that they come and they say, do you have a permission? And if you didn't get a permission from the municipal Kesklin something, you're gonna get just asked to go. Or if they catch you so many times on the road, so they give you fine. So of course there is an official way to get permission to play on the street, and then of course there will be no mess between musicians, because this guy is playing 2 hours, then this girl playing another 2 hours, and that's how it works. And if everything made by law, so you cannot use the speakers or any other amplifiers. So actually on the distance from Valle Street until Vene, you will not hear each other, only if you play very hard, like drums, like one another, my friend Misha had playing on the street. So sometimes we was just gathering together and made 2 of us performance. That was happening too. We was combining the skills of the music that we have to make more people dance. And this summer, even in this strange year, we did very good job, not about money, but still also about money, but for the people, for the locals who was just passing, dancing, starting rain, they still enjoying, we still enjoying. So it's something spiritual, or I don't know, emotional. This is our work. We bring emotion and inspiration to the people. And the unspoken word, that sometimes there is some performers that are not respecting another ones, and they even have official way to have speakers. I don't know how they made it, but I know some. So they could play on a whole street, or that everybody will listen. But in the end, I see that the law bring these people like to another places. So everything is connected with law. But in my opinion, we just need to be kind. For example, if I see that someone plays, you come and communicate. Would you like to play longer, or would you like to play together, or until what time? Maybe I come this time, so we switch. And in reality, I don't put myself as only street performer, because it's just maybe 20% of what I'm doing in my daily life, and was doing right now. Like I had a break last month. So yes, it's how to say, there is some little rules, but also you can do other things while somebody's playing.
You talked about getting a permission. How does that work? Where do you go, or do you have to write somewhere? Do you have to go inside a building? How does it work?
Yeah, so sorry. Nunu or Nune 18. So this is the building, and this is a municipal building. It's very easy. You just put your name in Anket. People working there very kind. They do it very fast. In 2-3 days, everything is done, and they are really nice. Like, I was feeling good energy coming from them because they want to do their job good.
I know my first girlfriend's grandmother works there in this building, so she might have been the person who gave you the permission. But how does the permission work? Like, does it say like are there certain streets where you're allowed to play, and are there certain times, or if you want, can you just go down and sit like next to Baltiam or on Viru Street and play for the entire day if you want?
There is streets that you can get permissions. It's not all the streets. And it's 2 hours per day, and they give you exact time. So for 1 month. So every month you need to come and just make or other time to choose, or just with, let's say, or just cancel or not come. But if you want to have this officially, they give you for 1 month. Each day 2 hours. Very simple.
Okay, so you go there, you get the permission, and then you have the ability to play for 1 month for 2 hours in the same spot, something like that, during the same time.
Yes.
Okay, that's very. I had no idea that there is like so much regulations around that. I thought that people just go and. That's very, very interesting. And how do you feel that people respond to street performers? Do you find most people nice, most people welcoming? Do you get a lot of strangers talking to you?
It's random all the time. Like, it also depends from the mood that I bring to the people or the mood that I have in the moment. But time to time I was feeling that no one likes, and that's about my own perspective. Maybe everybody likes, they just don't have a time to stop, interact, listen, share for the basking. But sometimes I was feeling myself as like a prophet or something. Like I say, channel is opening, information is passing, you just speak out loud, people stopping, sometimes making circle around you and just listening. Time to time was like this. You never know when it comes and when it goes. That's what I understood. That I'm not preparing a special performance that I repeat all the time. I am trying to work on myself to develop all the time and not be attached to anything until I will say, okay, the song is done, I want to record it, let's do it. In this moment, I feel the winter is the time. And lots of my friends have studios, or even now we're here in a very good studio, so maybe it's another new connection for the future. And this winter I have lots of other projects to work on. So your question was, can you repeat?
Basically, how do you feel that people approach you, or what are the feelings that people have about street performers, or you in particular, and vice versa also? What do you think about the people passing you? How do you feel you connect to them?
Yes, sometimes some very strange people coming, like drunk or like some kind of drugged, I would say, like on something. And with them, sometimes it's hard to just not be interrupted. But that's the thing that I learned maybe from the street. Never be triggered with anything that's happening. Love back. They come with the hate, you love back, and then the energy change. Sometimes they just gone because you have like special block of love or whatever, angels protecting you. Sometimes they getting near and they start to change inside themselves. So that's sometimes happening too as a healing. Sometimes interaction is very simple, that the kids coming and they like to touch the drum, and mostly the kids who are really love what I'm doing on the street. Parents also like, and so that's why probably they give coins, so kids are sharing. But there is also lots of people that they are so much into themselves, so they just don't give a chance to open their hearts to, to the musician that playing or another type of performer that is doing. So what to do? Just love them back again. Like, that's how it works, and then you not get so tired of this tiring game. You should listen one song of our other band from Viljandi. The name is You See and question mark. And the first song that we made a video clip in YouTube is Tiring Game. So when this was played, I was just listen like in the summertime, nice song, yeah, and then they make video clip, it was very nice. And then in September I was really understanding that's about me. So like, I mean, a routine that repeats and stuff, that you need like this amount of money every day, so you play this amount of hours somewhere here or there, rainy, you go under some roof or one tunnel, whatever. So you can get crazy if you're not strong enough with this, or you can just like go out from this business or whatever it's called, because I think it's more like random expression on the street. If you are good, then people will receive you. If you're still not enough good, you will receive maybe less. But time to time, people who's not doing any music or just sitting like this, they're receiving more than musicians. I mean, like beggars, or how it's called.
Why do you think that is?
It's because the one who wants to share, they choose with whom they want to share. And the idea that you sharing with the one who needs. So probably God knows what I need, and God gives me exact how much I need, how much I deserve. And this person deserves this money, That's in my simple way how the universe works, explanation. But it might be also different. We are living in illusion, man.
How would you compare the people of Tallinn to the people in other European or Russian cities?
Tallinn is very good. It's very special, calm energy, and same time I was a lot of time received by hearts, by minds of the people, because they're receiving you with heart but also with their mind. Sometimes they logical. So I was playing in lots of cities in the world on the street, and I would say Germany is very good. I mean, you always get some money there. Even now, like, still, even in this coronavirus times, there is musicians playing on the street, and in general, Germany, it looks like easy lifestyle. If you organize everything official, you can get money there, can get money here. So, but in Estonia too, there is a ways to receive money from here or there. I'm not the one who's searching the easiest way. I'm the one who just searching my own way. So here is very good, but if you compare like with Lisbon 8 years ago, where we was making really big concerts like on the streets, so there was very warm, yeah. If you compare to Lvov or some little town in Ukraine that I was playing another type of drums, like steel drum, people was and singing some half Russian, half English songs, they was reacting very differently too, and shared the last grievance. Grievance is nothing. It's like so little, but they was sharing. And so everywhere is different. Where is the best? I would say you create the best. So if you feel good, you create the surrounding, yeah, probably surrounding. And Tallinn is not the worst place at all, I would say.
That's very positive.
Mhm.
Tallinn is the not worst place of all. But what do you think about the fact that people usually, mostly, especially from other countries, say that people of Estonia and people of Tallinn are cold?
They are just in time of, how to say, in their own rhythm, I would say. They are not cold. They're just in their own rhythm. And it's very different than my rhythm, with this mentality of Russian, with the blood of Latin. My rhythm is like, I see the difference. But same time, I'm very happy that I'm living in Estonia, because here I do things and people reacting, they see it as something special, something that is not repeating. If I would do it in Barcelona, probably nobody will just notice me. Barcelona, big city, big, crazy, like energy exchange that after you just totally exhausted after. If you do this on the Barcelona street, I never been done in Barcelona. I could, but I didn't want. It's too much. And Tallinn is like this, that some people are really love, and but sometimes some people are also judgy, and they are judging me too. And Estonians who might live here or there nearby can come, and because they used for the rules, as probably as Germans are the same, like kind of German way of thinking. They used to the rules, though they asking, do you have permissions to play here? Like, are you like let's say, you know that there is people living, maybe I make also too much sometimes. I was trying to bring the meditative state to the city center, but some people, they probably just tired of all the noise, so any noise for them, it's noise.
And I also think that for people who have a very active mind or who have very many problems, if you play them something that is meditative, if you play them something that is quiet, it disturbs the state of their mind, and so they get annoyed by relaxing music. Do you see what I mean? I think it's very possible.
It's also possible, yes. And nowadays, the psychos is a little bit more higher in even in myself. Like, I feel myself a little bit more psychedelic living these last months. So it's mean that everyone is included in this, and the one who had anger, the anger is just more amplified. The one who had more love is amplified. But it's always struggle. I feel it's like somebody put in some injection in us, and it start work. I don't speak about physical, but I speak about mental work, because it's interesting times.
Yes, it feels like steroids for the psyche.
Mm-hmm.
What everybody has been injected in the last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you feel like it's possible to find a connection with everyone, with every stranger?
Every day I'm meeting with strangers. Every day I communicating with the new people, because I'm also working in one shop in the town that I'm especially opening the doors there, even in a cold time, to that people are welcome in this place. And this morning came a woman. She was stranger, but she needed a communication, and she was very happy to share her, I don't know, money that she gained from the government or from her job, whatever. But she needed communication with a stranger. So strangers are actually time to time are more even open with us than just a friend or brother or sister or lover. So I believe that we all are brothers and sisters, and if we are not, then it's just because of somebody choose to district, to put a border with the world and be closed-minded. But I believe that we all are naturally, how it's called, animal that live in community.
Social animals.
So yeah, social animals. Yeah, so we we like to interact with each other. We like communicate. We like to watch in the eyes. You know, we feel sad when we go on the street and no one watch on each other. We feel sad. We feel lonely. So I believe that the ones who are opening their eyes to each other, the ones who are start to interact, um, it's is the one who actually not stranger anymore. They are not strange. They are normal for me.
There is this belief in Christianity that comes from the Bible that strangers are angels. And this is why, like, when you read the Bible and when there are strangers knocking on somebody's door, they're always invited in. They're given food. They're given like a bed to sleep on. They are being washed and so on and so on. And this is because when you don't know somebody, when somebody is a stranger, then basically inside of them you have all the possibility of the world because you have no idea who this person is. And that's why there is this idea that if somebody is a stranger, he is an angel at the same time, because he could, if you treat them nice, they could be bringing you the biggest amount of love and gifts and opportunities in life. But when you just say like, no, I'm going to close my door, you're a stranger, I'm not going to let you in because maybe you're going to do something bad, then everything good that could have come of them can't come because you're just going to close the door and you're going to say like, no, I'm not going to let you in. Do you find things like that on the street as well?
I think it's very familiar to me what you're saying, because I was probably the stranger that you are talking about for lots of people. And I was received in lots of ways nicely. Maybe a few times I had not very good experiences, but it was also, I think, mirror of mine. I mean, I see always how karma works. If I do something wrong, that something wrong is coming back through just another channel, through another person, for example. So most of the time I was received in so well condition, and even sometimes I'm thinking, is it not too much? Am I receiving and am I taking not too much from the people? Because you never know like the limit of it. But if it's given for you, like you playing on the street, if the stranger is giving you coin, it's what you deserve. If somebody give you bill, that's what you deserve, you know. Like and if somebody comes to you and give 50 just like this to your hand, it's mean that they saw something out of this, and they automatically becoming like a brother. And I'm saying like to these people, please come like to drink tea with me and stuff like this, because you made my day, you know. If we work so, if we are open-minded so, then we are the angels, all of us, for each other. And if we of course are from the other part, you know, like of devil, and we searching this experience to get something out of there, I mean steal or doing something against other human beings, so we are working on the dark side. It's our choice, but it's not only about little things like this. There is so many aspects of darkness and light in the world. And again, I'm talking about this time that finally, you know, like we have the chance to see it, and to see it through ourselves too, to see our shadows, and to like just talk with Jonathan Flagg, that's the owner of Hostel Euphoria. Now he is like he is more like a superstar becoming. He said, man, last month my mind opened, my ego, I don't want anymore to be egoistic or press people, you know, I want to love people more, because I saw myself last year that I was so much into my ego trip, for example, and I am in the same situation, like, and in this time we finally can touch our ego and understand what trip we are now living in. Maybe dark, maybe light, maybe really lost, maybe something very founded and like going up. It's hard to say, because every day, me myself, I'm lost in this. am I doing right or wrong? But while you are in process, by the fruit, the person will be described. So if I giving a good fruit, so that's how people see me. If I giving a bad fruit, like not tasty or something, like poisonous, whatever it is, can be bad word or bad thoughts even, then people will see me like this. Even they might not know, but you showing yourself anyway.
Do you have any advice for people how to treat strangers more like angels, how to be more open, how to be open to the love, and how to not let the fear and anger block you?
Yeah, when they're coming to you, just concentrate on them. Don't watch around them. Watch in the eyes of these people, and produce a good thoughts. Your mind is only thinking about love to this person, for example, or kind feeling, or nice, like you see a good part of him. You don't concentrate on his shoes or his color of the skin, or his hands are dirty or not. You see the good part of it, his smile, his light in his eyes and stuff like this. Then probably you are like you activate an angel inside of the stranger. That's what my feeling, because you also can activate the devil to be with him very close, to put him on a distance and say, no, I don't want to talk with you, I'm calling police. So the person is also running out of his focus or center and becoming angry. So that's the way how we trigger each other. But I believe we should trigger good of all of us. Like I'm seeing you right now as intellectual, successful in front of me, a person with quite strong powers, that you use also spiritual powers, and you use also the power of love probably in your life. So that's what I'm projecting on you, and that's who you became to me. So we are living all in illusion, but the illusion we create. That's what I want to just...
Was there a journey for you to realize that and to understand that? Was there a time in your life when you weren't able to be like that, when you were not able to see other people like that? Has there been like a switch at some point when you were able to live and be the way you are right now? Or have you always been like this?
Since I started to wish less from the people, to receive less from the people, and just receive what God gives, let's say, then I started to think. So it's a matter of acceptance, I think, what you speak. So I start to accept the situation, these people, myself, my mistakes, see what I'm doing. If I did something wrong, repent, stop doing, then did again the same shit, then again repent, again start to improve myself. The process is very long, probably not just one life, but like since childhood I was a bit different, because everybody was trying to get into connection through the parties and drinking alcohol. Like since the kids was doing this and doing other things, smoke cigarettes, and even worse. And I was like until 20 something, nothing. No alcohol, didn't want, little bit tried, but it was like just disgusting for me, and the feeling and after feeling. And then I became a bit like older in a way that tripping a lot in the world. So of course it's opening for you some opportunities to try this drug or this drug. Of course I did in my life, and it also might change my perspective, but I don't say that this what we should do. Opposite, I'm now preaching to people, please stop any smoking we're doing, because that's a great addiction. And all the superstars and all this, like Snoop Dogg or whatever, Tommy Cash, yeah, they're all preaching about sex, drug, rock and roll, yeah, and money. So and of course weed. They always sing about weed. Some rappers always put swing when a bonk, because man, they was that's why they're popular, because they will make them popular. The sponsors appear, this and that. Good job, good. We giving a good information for the kids. You understand, yeah? So that's why I'm trying to preach to the people. Think the one who smokes. Think why all these superstars are singing about this. Is to make us aware, same time to make us very blind. You choose to be aware of their lyrics and say, thanks God Tomikash sing this and I will avoid all this crap, let's say. Or opposite, you say, no, he is a bad from the devil and he is sold his soul. Yeah, something like this. So you choose, is he prophet for you or he's a devil for you? But the way you walk, you take your cross, yeah, and then you walk the way. So it's not Tommy Cash is responsible of your life, or Snoop Doggy Dogg, or Madonna, or whatever they do. I don't even want to go deeper what it can happen. But the idea is that if you produce the light, yeah, you automatically want to stop all the darkness inside. If you produce the darkness more, you will be just addicted to this. So the addictions is the first key to see your shadow. That's long process of understanding happening in my life all the time. Today is like this.
This is very, very beautiful. Thank you for that. I'm going to carry on with some questions that people have asked on Instagram. So the first one is, have you traveled a lot? And if yes, where would you suggest people go?
I was traveling really a lot, but I was never in Asia, and I was never in United States, and I was never in United Kingdom. So from where I can propose one day when the border is gonna be free again and everybody gonna be free to move whatever they want, I would say Brazil is something that teach me a lot about love each other. How it's called this? Platonic love.
Mm-hmm.
Like not about desire from one person to another.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a lot of beautiful girls, a lot of beautiful men, and a lot of musicians that I never meet here in my life. But it's also like some kind of magical atmosphere in the country is happening. So whatever you go hitchhiking, you always meet some magical people, magical places, magical cities that are full of special, I don't know whom, but how these artists create these cities, like São Tomé, for example, in Minas Gerais of Brazil. Yeah, it's like on the top of the mountain, one town, and lots of hippies are gathering there around, and lots of tourists are gathering because of the hippies, and a lot of local people working working on all of this to make it in a balance, that you can get some money out of this, but also get some good mood. Brazil, it's very something special. And of course, Chile, Ecuador, Uruguay. In Europe, my favorite is Greece, where I actually met my strongest teacher. That he's yogi, but he is calling himself pantheist, the one who believes everything and accept everything. But what he was doing, it's highest class of yoga, and he was the one who inspiring me for this knowledge what came through me right now. So he gave me a key, and I just opening the doors with this key, something like this. Greece, Creta, very beautiful place. Portugal is the most easy flow country about Europe. People are talking English, they speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese, so if you want to communicate, easy communication. And last year I was also in Cyprus, only not the first time. That's something good, in my opinion, as good condition for the winter travelers. If you want to travel in the winter, it's still good weather, lots of fruits everywhere. So I even give some advices to some of my friends, and they went there, and then lockdown came, and they was there half year. Yeah. I don't know, good or bad. In any case, yes, this something that I can give an advice. But if I would say like directly, where would I go to live? If you ask me, from all these places that I have been, instead of Estonia, I would say La Palma of Canarian Island. That's the point where you can just throw your body and you will be not lost there. It's some kind of paradise. Perfect climate, perfect temperature, never too cold, never too hot. Uh, Ocean, some beaches, banana, papaya. Just walk and you find avocado. Paradise, physically.
And you mentioned Greece, and I see your shirt is also from Greece, yeah?
I found it in Cyprus, the last of my travel. It's, you know what means this?
No, I
No.
just see that it's Greek letters, but I have no idea what it
It's
says.
mean mono I agapi borei. So only the love can do this. It just find me. I was not searching for this. I am not searching things now. I don't go to boutiques or something. Even Humana, everything comes. The material is already so much, but the ones that needed to come will come.
Beautiful. Next question. Was it a shock coming to Estonia after traveling and seeing that we are a bunch of cold fish?
One more time.
Was it a shock traveling so much and coming to Estonia and seeing that we're a bunch of cold fish? Basically, the person is asking, how do you deal with Estonians being so cold? Is it shocking? Was it shocking for you?
If you speak about cold weather,
No, I think they mean cold people.
cold people, I would say everybody who is now in Estonia are thanks, like they are so grateful that they are now in Estonia. So it's not a coincidence that I decided to stay here this year, and I feel that it's blessed, something like this. So we are super lucky, and the one who are now in some big cities of Italy or somewhere in the United States, like, or even in Chile, you know, like my grandfather in big city Santiago del Chile. Everywhere is like happening strange thing, and in Estonia, for now, we're still very good. Even some changes happening, some restrictions are happening, but still it's very, very simple and easygoing. That's something what I can mention. And Estonian people are not cold at all. They just have a specific rhythm of acceptance. They need maybe 2-3 times meet you, and they becoming very good friend of you. They just not always trust from the first moment, as you would say about the strangers, but some of them are, and some of them it just depends the age they are, the mind state they are, in which conditions they are living. Still, we have really super international flow in Tallinn. I mean, from everywhere, from Bangladesh, from Nigeria, from Siberia, you know, like Russians, Estonians, who else, like whatever country they are living here, and all of them are talking, thanks God we are now here in Estonia. So thanks God.
That is true. Okay, question number 3. If you could eat one fruit for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Papaya.
Beautiful. And the last question from our people on Instagram. What is your most favorite place in Tallinn?
Probably the place that I went to today, and I used to come every morning when I could. It's on top of the hill of Toompea, from where you can see the sunrise. There is one specific highest point. I came this morning around 7 there with the bicycle just to see the sun rising and have some time for myself. I feel that it's quite away from the main traffic and much noise that producing by this big street or the another one. So it's something like in the middle of craziness of the city, but because it's in the middle and far on top of the hill, you feel a little bit protected there. So Toompea, I would say. Of course, there is so many beautiful places like beaches around the city, but I don't know, is it Tallinn or it's already suburb of Tallinn, like Paljassaare or Pirita. It's nice to walk there, but we have so plenty of beautiful beaches in Estonia. I would not compare these places to the ones that we have here near. But from the city, I would say if somebody want to go highly recommending is Toompea, to take your time, walk away from the people, not so much traffic there, not so much cars, lots of beautiful views, so we can just meditate on it. Sunrise, sunset, that's my vision.
Beautiful. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you to Miguel. Miguel, are there any social links that you want to send people to, or is there anything else how people can like see you perform, or anything that you want to say before we finish?
So I would say that check few videos of our band in YouTube. It's called UC. It's U, just like U, in C as C, and question mark. And it's still not very popular, but if you're searching for the name of the song Tiring Game, maybe you can even see little bit yourself in this video. That's about social media, but Facebook, of course people can add me in Facebook like Misha Morales, and probably will find this AK in the end of my name, but it's so big already amount of people there, so to communicate there it's a bit harder. I would say just come to our little shop that I'm spending a lot of time there. We're making drumming workshops sometimes in the evening. It's called Vanalinna Ökopod, that is right near the I would say there is a park, but also McDonald's and Lastemaailm, and also there is a gallery Mandala, but we are right in the middle of all. Pärnu Mante 4, yes. So like this we can just meet and talk normally as a human, talk to human.
Beautiful. Thank you, Miguel. And thank you again, everyone, for listening. You can follow us on Facebook at Humans of Tallinn, and on Instagram, Humans of TLN. And that was our first episode. Stay tuned for the next one, and keep your ears and eyes open to meet more colorful humans of Tallinn. And Miguel, if you would be so kind, can you play us out with some nice hang drum music?